Hey everybody, welcome back to Pam's Cutting Board. So happy that you could stop by my channel today, stop for a little visit while we are going to make supper. Me and Wayne have been out and about most of the day today, so we've got home, we're hungry, we're going to make a supper, and I'm just kind of using a few things that I've already had in my fridge and my pantry, and I had laid out some chicken breast. I cleaned out my freezer yesterday, and I found some chicken breasts way in the back and hadn't been used, and they're kind of old. I laid them out to defrost early this morning, and they just didn't look right to me. They've had a little bit of freezer burn, so I'm going to probably bake them for the fur babies, but me and Wayne's not going to eat them. So instead, I thought we'd do salmon patties. So here's what we're going to have. We're going to have some fried corn that I had got at the grocery the other day. We stopped and got some green beans, and I don't know the brand or the kind of green bean. It doesn't say on here, it just says green beans. And I've noticed I've started stringing them and breaking them, and they don't have a lot of strings on them. And we're going to cook those with some potatoes. I don't have new potatoes. That's what us Southerners call like the first few potatoes you get in the spring and summer is new potatoes. So these are already starting to grow. But we're going to peel them, wash them, peel them, cut them up, and cook them in with our green beans. And we're going to have some fried okra. And what else? I mentioned the salmon patties. Actually, let me get them here. They're mackerel. And I actually like the mackerel patties probably better than I do the salmon. But my mom, she always likes salmon. So salmon or mackerel patties, fried corn, fried okra, green beans with potatoes cooked in, and some cornbread and a Valdea onion. That's what's going to be for supper. So I'm going to turn you guys around and let you all just sit and join me in stringing and breaking up the beans. So hold on. Can y'all see me? I've got a little bar stool here. I just sit on it and I'm going to break my beans. Like I said, these beans don't have a lot of string. Normally I like white half runners. That's my favorite bean. But I seen these at Wally World. I just picked up a bag, so I don't know. Wayne is in there doing something. I don't know what he's doing. I think he was talking to his friend. He was texting his friend or something. As you can see, I'm not getting many strings at all. Just a few. Like that right there, there's a little bit of string. And it seems like you can get all the strings off of them and be so meticulous on getting the strings, and then when you cook them, I don't know where they come from, but there's strings in your beans. I don't know. This was a big summertime favorite of ours when beans started coming in, and our potatoes. We'd have just a good old vegetarian fresh vegetable meal from the garden. We loved it. My tomatoes and cucumbers are blooming. They're so pretty. I can't wait to start getting some vegetables out of the garden. Big old garden tomatoes and cucumbers would have really been good with this meal. I started to not even fix the mackerel, but Wayne is kind of picky. He does want a meat. Some kind of meat with his meal. So I just went and got a can of those. I always have the mackerel and the salmon in my pantry. I keep that just for like if I can't think of anything else to fix or I've not laid out meat. I've got the mackerel or the salmon.
What kind of stories are you in here telling?
Here comes Wade. I was telling them that you like a meat. And I started not to fix any meat with this meal, but I knew you would probably say, where's the meat? You've heard the old commercial of some of you older ones. Remember, where's the beef? Where's the beef? Where's the meat? You get a hold of him?
No.
Okay. He'll call back later, probably.
I thought he'd give me a call. And my fingers spasm. I give him a thumbs up.
He's trying to get a hold of his friend. Now we just cook green beans, and I cook them in water. That's how my mom done. But there has been a couple of times I've used chicken broth and cooked them, but see Wayne waving. But most of the time I do water like my mom did, and she didn't use any meat. She just flavored them with salt. They were plain, and that's how I like them. I'll probably put a little bit of garlic in them. I do like the chicken broth, but I don't have any low sodium, and so I don't want to use the regular. It just adds a little too much sodium than what we want right now. We're trying to cut back on our sodium and our sugar a little bit. Would you want
That's
something?
a good thing.
Would you want something?
No.
Okay.
I just heard you talking, so I figured I'd come in.
Come in here and see what I was doing.
Yeah. But, what's up, buddy? I wonder if let everybody see me
Dressed up?
with some clothes on instead of
Well, I hope you have clothes on every time.
t-shirt and pajamas or t-shirt and Levi's.
We do wear pajamas when we're around the house if we're not going anywhere. But I told them we had went out and was running around a little bit today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, can I push you down just a minute? Just a little bit. You're alright. I'm 20.
He's moving me.
That's just make believe you're on the island, and then there's a
ginormous wave.
Yeah. Okay. I'm pulling you back now.
Okay.
It's going right back and forth.
Okay. If you don't leave my arm alone.
Have you got it locked?
No. I got my foot on it though.
Oh. Wait a minute. No, don't.
We got doggies in here. I didn't put the
See
gate
you all in a
up.
few minutes.
Yeah, we're going to come back and film the fried corn. Oh, that was another one of my favorites. I love fried corn. Mom would put that away. We'd have to cut that corn off the cob.
What kind of meat are you having?
We're having mackerel patties.
Oh, well, you don't have to.
Yeah. I'll fix them.
Huh?
I'll fix them. And I don't know how you guys string beans, but I always, even as a teenager, I don't know why I use a knife, but that's how I started. And I take from the pointy end. Let me come up closer so you can see it. I know you guys know how to string beans though, but you see you have an end where it actually grows, and then this is the pointy. And I take my knife and I just run it down, and then if there's a string, you can get that string off and then you turn it this way and you come back, and see there was a little string, and you just string it down this way. And you can break them up or you can leave them whole, ever how you want to do it. We always just broke them up several times. We got several pieces out of a bean. Let's see, one, a little bit of a string left, 2, 3 or 4 times is what we got. You could put some bacon. I've got some bacon grease. I may put a little bacon grease in here, give it a little bit of flavor. I don't know why my mom never did put meat, or she just done water. She probably didn't have chicken broth, I would say. That's why she didn't use it. But chicken broth does give it a little extra flavor. My mom didn't use a lot of garlic or anything like that. She was simple. Her cooking was simple ingredients. I don't know if that's how her mother cooked and that's just what she was used to. I never did meet my grandmother. She passed away before I was born. Or if mom just couldn't afford the other ingredients, so she used what she had. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of both. But she would just do her green beans like this, and then she would put water and salt in them, and then she would cook them. You have to cook them a while, and when they're starting to get tender, then you want to put your potatoes in. You don't want to put your beans and your potatoes in at the same time, because your potatoes would just cook up and they just turn into potato soup. So you don't put them in together. But I'll show you that as we get a little further along. I just kind of string me up a handful, and then I start breaking. I'll break a few. Now, when I was younger, my mom would do the stringing, and she would put them over in a bowl, and then I would break. And then, what?
He said he wasn't home, but he would holler at me later.
Okay. And then as I got a little older, then I started stringing the beans and breaking them myself. But when I was younger, she just would string them and then put them in a bowl, and then I'd start breaking them. That's how she would do it. Okay, I am going to pause you guys because I've got quite a few more beans, and I'll bring you guys back after I break them all. Then I'm going to wash them. I'll wash them maybe 2 or 3 times and drain them good, and then I'll bring you guys back. At that point, we'll put them in a cooker and put some water in them, and we'll start cooking them. See you guys in a little bit. We have got the beans. We've stringed them. We've broken them up, and we've washed them. We washed them 2 or 3 times. You want to make sure the water runs clear. Make sure you get all that dirt off there. Okay, now we're going to put them over here in our little cooker. I'm going to go ahead and add me some water. And that was 4 cups, and I would say that was probably about 2 pounds of green beans. I'm not really sure. Let's add just a little bit more water, because this water is going to boil away. Let's go ahead and add it. So that was 6 cups. Let me get my bacon grease. If you don't have bacon grease, you could just use vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever you want to do. I've got about, I don't know, probably a tablespoon. We're going to add some salt, pepper, and a little garlic. And if I have some onion already peeled in here, I may just chop up some onion and put it in here. Sometimes wine has onions. I don't see any. Let me look down here. I don't see any, but I still may chop up some onion and put it in there. And this is probably a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half garlic. And salt and pepper to taste. And turn it on. You're going to turn it on high. You want it to boil. And just watch it. And if you need to add more water, you can. But just don't let it run completely dry. And I've got my potatoes. I've got them peeled. And I washed them a couple of times till the water was clear. And you want them in pretty good size chunks. And even if they're new potatoes and they're, I don't know, like that size, just go ahead and throw them in there. Just wash them, throw them in there. But I cut mine up where they're not new potatoes. I cut them up in pretty good size chunks. Now we're going to add salt and pepper and let them cook. That's it. We'll bring you guys back in just a minute. Making me some sweet tea. During the summer, I tell you, I can't make it fast enough for us. We drink a lot of it. So, there's my sweet tea. It's ready just to put in the pitcher. Got a pitcher of cold water in the fridge. I'll take it out, finish it up in just a little bit. Okay. That's it for now. We'll just wait and let them cook, and when it gets time to add my potatoes, I'll go ahead and bring you guys back and let you see it, okay? We are going to make us some cornbread to go with this meal. To me, green beans, potatoes, and corn, and mackerel patties, you have to have cornbread. I think it's a law somewhere in Kentucky. You have to have it. So first I'm going to go ahead. I've got my ingredients right behind you. Let me go ahead and pull it over. This is yellow cornmeal mix. That's what I can find. It's Martha White. I like her brand. And I'm going to do about a cup and a half of the mix. And I'm going to do about a half a cup. Even though this is the mix, it's got flour in it, I want to add just a little bit more flour. Probably about a half a cup, something like that. We're going to do a couple eggs. The green beans was boiling, and I just turned them down on about a medium high. They're boiling really well. Put us 2 eggs in there. might have put a little too much water in my beans. That's okay. It'll boil away. No biggie. Let me get me a spoon. I tell you guys, it doesn't matter how long you've been cooking or anything about it. You're going to make mistakes in the kitchen. Sometimes your mistakes are actually, they turn out okay. Or you can actually still save the food sometimes. So don't get frustrated if you're a new cook or even a seasoned cook, because you're going to make mistakes. That's part of learning. If you never make a mistake, you've never done anything. So don't get alarmed. I mean, I probably put a little too much water in there. If it doesn't boil away and I still have too much water, I'll scoop me some out. It's not a disaster. Well, add me some sour cream to my cornbread. I don't have buttermilk. I like buttermilk in my cornbread, but I find that if I buy buttermilk, it usually goes to waste. About half of a jug goes to waste, because we don't drink the buttermilk. We don't like to drink it. I do cook with it, but I don't cook with it enough to warrant buying me a half gallon. So I usually always have sour cream. Sometimes I like to snack on some chips and sour cream in the evenings or something, or sometimes I have it for lunch. So I always keep sour cream. Sour cream gives you still that kind of sour taste that you want from the buttermilk. So, and I don't measure. I just put in, I don't know. That was probably 1/4 of a cup. And I'm sorry, I beat my spoon on the side of the thing, and I know that ain't a good sound. I'm sorry. And then I'm gonna add still a little more milk, even though I've added the sour cream. I got the sour. Like I said, I don't measure. I do have a video of my cornbread that I did measure for you guys. I've got my skillet preheating with a little bacon grease in the bottom of it in a 435-degree oven. And get stuff all over me. Wayne's in there playing one of his games. He has a gaming system. I don't know which one it is. But, so I need a little more milk. Let's add it. I'm not even sure which one it is. I don't keep up with all that gaming stuff, but he does. He likes it. And so he's in there playing his game while I'm cooking. And that's, if we're not filming, that's most times the way it is. If I cook. And then if he cooks, I'm usually over there in the living room watching YouTube or on my phone. That's why when I started this channel, he was so amazed at some of the things, the ingredients that went in some of the things he ate. He didn't like sour cream, but he never knew sour cream went in his cornbread. He loves cornbread. He's never in here to see what goes in unless he's behind the camera. That's okay though. And I just use a spoon to stir it up. Sometimes if I grab a whisk first, I do, but most time it's a spoon. That's what Mom used. I don't know if she even did have a whisk. I'll take that back. She did have a funny little whisk. I have it. I'll try and find it. Show it to you in a minute. Okay. That's my cornbread. We'll put you on a quick pause while I kind of clean up everything. And I'll try to find that whisk. See you back in a bit. going to save just a little bit of my cornbread mix. I got a little secret I'm going to do. Let me get this in the oven. Tell you what, I guess you guys are wondering why I say just, I don't know, that's probably a quarter cup or maybe a little bit over a quarter cup of my cornbread mix. It's going to be involved with the mackerel. I think what I'll do is I'll do the green beans and my fried corn as one video, and then as part one, and then part two of the rest of the supper, I'll show you how we're going to make the mackerel patties. And you'll have to stay tuned and watch the second part. You know what I do with this. I'm going to clean up a little bit more. We're going to bring you guys back, and we're going to start on the corn. Stay tuned. This is this chicken I was telling you about. It's 3 little tenders, and you can kind of tell on this side right here, and the others on the other side is the same way. It got lost in the back of my freezer and right in the bottom of my freezer. I've got like a chest freezer, and so in order to get used, I just kept overlooking it. And then when I cleaned my freezer out, I noticed it. So got it out. I'm going to bake it as I'm baking my cornbread, and then when it gets done, I'll just chop it up, and this evening when we feed our little fur babies, they'll get some extra chicken. It's good. It's not ruined. It's just going to have that freezer burnt taste, so it'll be fine for them. Okay, we are going to do some fried corn. So I've got 5 ears of corn, and that'll be plenty for me and Wayne. And I took and pulled the shuck off of them, got as many silk as I could off of them. I've washed them. Now we're going to get ready to cut it off. You will need a sharp knife, and I just take and start at the bottom, and I come up. You want to be careful, not cut yourself. And you want to do that all the way around. And corn will get everywhere in the kitchen, so just be prepared for it. And I cut probably, I try to cut probably 2/3 of the way of the kernels, because I'm going to go back and I'm going to scrape the cob and get most of that, there's as much of that milk, corn milk, as I can out of it, because that's what's going to make your kind of a cream corn, because this is going to be like a cream style corn that you buy out of a can. But let me tell you something, it tastes nothing like it. This is so much better. Okay, you see how I kind of got all that corn? And I tell you, I love just to eat raw like this. I like to put this in my salad, just raw. Okay, now, some people takes a spoon. I don't. I just take the back of my knife. You want to run it down. You have to go a couple times in the same place, because you want to get all that milk, that corn milk. See how that's that milk. That's what's going to make it good. Good and creamy. See that? You see the corn flying? We'll let Wayne clean the kitchen. And like I said, you may go over a couple of times until you feel like you've got all of that goodness off of that cob. And there you go. There's something, hardly anything left. See? Tell you what, let me do this one and then I'll do the rest of them off camera because I know it's going to get, this is probably going to be a long video. That's why I'm going to do the mackerel on another video, like part 2 of this week. It's going to get long if I don't. But you will need a sharp knife. That's going to be key. Okay. And with the back of your knife, so it doesn't dull your knife, just scrape down. Like I said, you might need to go down a couple times on that top. In one section, just go up and down, you know, go down it a couple times and then move on to the next section. Need to worry about the kitchen. It's gonna be messy. But hey, if you're not making a mess in the kitchen, are you really cooking? Okay. I'm gonna turn you guys off. I'm gonna do these other 3 corns, and then we'll be back and I'll show you then how we do fried corn. Okay, I wanted to show you my beans before I moved on to the corn. They are getting close to done. I tasted them. I think they needed a little more salt, so I added some more salt. I'm gonna move them over here to this burner so you guys can see where I fixed the corn. But I don't think I added too much water. I think that was perfect. It's boiled down a lot. I am gonna go ahead and add potatoes. So I'm gonna go ahead. The beans they're soft. They're actually edible right now, but I like them cooked a little bit more. But like I said, I don't think I added too much water. I think it's gonna be perfect. So I went ahead. Now is the time you want to add your potatoes. I'm sorry, it's not a very good view. See there? So now we just continue to let that boil and get the potatoes done. Now we're going to start on our corn. I'll turn this down on about medium. I'm going to put me some butter, sweet cream butter, and some olive oil. And I'd say I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons probably butter. Then we're going to add just a little bit of olive oil. It was probably a tablespoon and a half. I'm getting a lot of stuff on the stove here. I've got my oil ready to fry my okra. And I just got a bag of frozen okra that's already breaded. Nothing special there. Let me see. Let me check on my cornbread. Oh, it's about done. It is about done. Let's let it stay in there just a little bit longer. Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and add our corn. And you see how much 5 ears made. Me and Wayne have plenty leftovers that we can use the next day. And trust me, we will eat it. We love our fried corn because we don't get it except in the summertime. To me, it's just not the same if you use frozen corn. It's just not the same, I don't think. Now we're going to go ahead and add some of our seasonings. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. And all this is to taste. If you don't like it, I'll put it in there. Love her hot. Love her garlic. A little bit of salt. A little bit of salt and pepper. To your taste, to your liking. I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of sugar. It was pretty sweet, but I'm going to add just a tad more. Find there you are. You guys are propped up on my sugar container. Well, that's probably just a tablespoon. This meal is coming together. And corn, it doesn't take long. There's a little bit of a shut lip on there. Missed. This doesn't take long. I'm going to pause you guys, and then I'll bring you guys back once we get a little bit further in the meal. Okay guys, so I think what I'm going to do is just end the video right here, and then we're going, because it's getting long, and we're going to do part 2 Friday, but let me catch you up to where we're at. Hold on. So here's our green beans. I even had to move them back on the other burner. Letting them boil. The green beans are done. I'm letting the potatoes cook. Here's our corn. You can tell it gets like a deeper yellow when it gets done. It don't take very long. I'm just going to turn that on low and let that finish up. And take you over to our cornbread. There's our wonderful cornbread. So that's where we're at right now. So Friday, we're going to go ahead and fry the okra and make the mackerel patties. And then Wayne will do his taste test. There's my tea bags. I need to throw them away. I'm sorry. And Wayne will do his taste test Friday too on the whole meal. So stay tuned. Watch us Friday, and we'll have the rest of it. Love you guys. Remember, if you have a prayer request, put it in the comments. Send us email, regular letter, and on part 2 Friday, I got me a birthday card, and I'll show that to you and tell you who it's from. Love you guys. See you Friday.